So really excited about this integration, and I'd like to welcome Claire to the stage.
Thanks so much to John and the Optimizely team for having us here. I'm very excited to show you guys a little bit more about Experiment Engine. So I don't know how many people are familiar with the process of conversion optimization looking something like this. I know we all like to claim that it's a circle, and we get from that implement winners right back to the beginning of the testing cycle right away. But I'm going to be honest and show that there's a little bit of time lag between that. But to run a typical conversion optimization process, there's a lot of things that people have to do. And we, like everybody in this room, probably loves Optimizely to serve their tests, get results, all that wonderful stuff. But if you're anything like me, you use a lot of spreadsheets and project management, screenshots, a lot of things to actually manage your conversion optimization program in whole. And then in order to have these spreadsheets made and managed and projects taken care of, you have this whole team of designers, developers, analysts, whoever's on your team, to help you really run a comprehensive and sophisticated conversion optimization program. And this was a challenge that I've experienced at very many places, e-commerce, publishing sites, and that a lot of our clients see. So at Experiment Engine, we solved this with two things. One, we've built a conversion optimization platform right on top of Optimizely using their REST API that helps you identify opportunities, plan and manage your hypotheses, and then we have a network of conversion rate optimizers that are there to turn around on-demand test variations for you to run right in Optimizely. So instead of those spreadsheets, what we have in Experiment Engine is your testing pipeline or testing roadmap. And this is where you can put in what sites you're managing, what pages, which touch points, and build your list of hypotheses around what you want to test. So it's great. You have your e-commerce site, you have your shopping cart page, and you have all these hypotheses around how to test it. Then what do you do? So what Experiment Engine lets you do once you have this plan of your testing roadmap is get fully coded, Optimizely compatible test variations from your pipeline from a network of conversion rate optimizers. So Experiment Engine has built this network of people who have done A/B testing at places like Amazon and Adobe who work on your site to provide fully coded test variations. This means you don't have to beg, borrow, or steal for design resources or developer resources. They're right here. And I'm going to give you guys a little thrill. I'm going to do a live demo. Word on the street is the Wi-Fi is not totally working great, so it's going to be very exciting. But what those test variations look like is something like this. So this is a test variation submitted by Frank. And you can see it's not a comp, it's fully coded test variation that you can compare against the original version. So this is Optimizely compatible test code, and it is responsive friendly. And you can also highlight what changed. So if you're getting a test variation for somebody in our network and you want to know what in the copy changed or what elements did they affect, we have a highlight changes section there. And then what you can do with our Optimizely integration with the REST API is just simply click Run Experiment. See, look at that. And choose which Optimizely project you want to run in, set your settings, and click Start Experiment. And we post to the Optimizely API. It's all set up in your dashboard, and you can view the results right in Optimizely. Oh, that's, yeah, clap. And this is what one of our experts look like. He's Brandon, conversion engineer. We keep our network of experts very curated, very high quality, and he has a really great win rate compared to industry averages that we've seen. So excited about that. So I've showed you how some of the Optimizely API integration works. So then those variations are run in Optimizely. You can use whatever audiences or targeting you want. We bring the results back in and then try to add an additional layer of insights on your Optimizely experiments. And so I don't know about you guys, but Optimizely does a fantastic job of showing test-by-test results. But when you want to go back and look over the 200 tests that you ran last year, it's pretty hard to figure out what happened. And a lot of the people that we work with keep that information in Confluence or in Google Docs and take manual screenshots and then try to email those screenshots to people, and they're in PowerPoint. And so what we tried to build with our Optimizely integration is a historical record of experiment performance and allowing you to add additional insights onto your experiments. So with any of the Optimizely experiments run or integrated with Experiment Engine, you can actually mark, did it win against the control? Was this a win? Was this a loss? Or was there no significant lift? And then you can also add experiment notes. You can say, this one won for mobile, but bombed on desktop. Let's cycle back and run a targeted test. So then you have a list of notes, you have annotations on your experiment performance, and you can actually historically look back and see how all your tests have performed with Experiment Engine. So we keep a historical list organized by the same things we organize your testing roadmap by, of which projects won, lost, what was the lift, and then any notes. So you can actually go back at any time and look at all the tests you've run in one centralized place with information. And we capture automated screenshots of the test and the control when you run the test. So you can actually go back a year later, and even though your site's changed, seeing what the site was looking like, what the new variation was, and what the change was. And then finally, we roll all this up into program level performance. So if you're running a sophisticated testing program, it's great to know test by test what performs well and why, but you also want to be able to convince your boss that they should continue to make an investment in conversion optimization and Optimizely and your team. And so we try to roll this up into performance metrics for your testing program. That means we look at things like, what's your testing velocity? What's your testing coverage? Do you have a test running every day of the week? And then what's your experiment win rate, and how does that perform against other sites like yours, e-commerce, lead gen, or publishing? Finally, we roll this all up into easy to share reports. So executive reports that provide you both test by test results, but also incremental ROI, performance, and these are great things to share with your boss and make the case that they should continue to invest in conversion optimization and personalization. So why do we do all this? I do it mostly to make that line of conversion optimization process a true circle. So we really want to increase the testing velocity that people can use Optimizely with, get more tests run, get learnings quicker, and get to wins faster. So Experiment Engine, by creating more efficiencies and leveraging our expert network, allows companies to triple the number of tests they're running per month. ThreadUp is one of our customers. Julia might be in the audience somewhere. And we've been able to really accelerate their testing velocity with Optimizely through our platform and our network of experts. So that's what I have now, and I'm happy to take any questions. Or more applause, yeah.
Can you talk about what's behind your ROI calculator and whether or not a customer can edit how that's calculated?
Yeah, so we capture that information through a couple things. So when we onboard you, we create a custom company profile that brings in some generalized information about your site. So if you're an e-commerce site, we capture average order value, margin percentages, things like that. But we're typically plugged into our customers' Google Analytics or other analytics tools. So whatever their point of truth is, we have an integration. So because we have the integration with the analytics and we have the data on their experiments, and we know what was actually implemented and when, we can do a very specific ROI calculation to the dollar based on their existing performance and their existing data.
So it's real?
Yeah. It's not a lie. That would be terrible. No, I just made it a pretty graph and just, send it out. Yeah, it's real. Anything else? Go ahead.
Up here. Right here. Hi, Julio from Polaris. Sorry. How do you manage confidentiality with your CRO network?
Yeah, so there's a couple things that we do. So people are maybe concerned, I guess the general question is this person working on my competitor's website as well as mine? So we can do a couple things. All of our experts are under an NDA in general, can't share this information sort of stuff. We also don't share specific data about test performance with our experts. So they'll get relative lists or whether or not a test won, but they won't know your conversion rate, they won't know your average order value, those sorts sorts of things. So we kind of wall off the really specific information about your business. We haven't yet had the case where direct competitors are getting the same experts to work on their project. It could happen. So if that's a concern of a client, we'll either address it at the time we set up their account and figure out what experts will let work with them or not. But typically we try to tell people it's actually a competitive advantage, and also what works for your competitor doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. So, I think there's a lot of value to having these CRO experts who have run a lot of tests, even in your industry, look at your site, but it's not a guarantee that those things are going to work for you. So we just really encourage our clients to build their own personalized testing roadmap, and then let our experts help you execute to it.
You may have said this in some other way, but to clarify, when you've got a lot of different goals for different kinds of tests, do the reports you have allow you to have, the 3 different reports with 3 different goals and all that, what you've moved on conversion metrics, and then separately what you moved on engagement metrics and so forth? Yeah, so
I guess we track all the goals that you would track in Optimizely. We typically have our customers set a primary goal for a project, so we kind of understand what the primary metric for success is, but that is win, is loss, is typically just determined by the business owner within the business. So like all of you, we run lots of tests with multiple goals, but typically it's a combination of an analysis of those goals that determines whether a test is considered a win and will be implemented or not. So we definitely track all those metrics, and then we kind of let the business owner determine whether or not it was a win or a loss in the record.
Sorry, so just to clarify though, so that the final dashboard, like if we're saying over 6 months we improved X by Y, you can have multiple different reports. Yes. It's not just a one number.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. Thank you.
Yep. Oh, okay.
That was convenient. You have experts. I guess there's a business model around that. Can you walk us through how do you pay these guys, and what's the model for potential clients?
Sure, and I can also give it. I know we have some more people, and we can talk about that specifically. So we have a platform, and it's a subscription fee for access to our technology, and then we allow you a certain credit number of variations from the network. If anybody's here that's a CRO expert, or all of you, if you'd like to join our network. It's not like other crowdsourced models where maybe you only get paid if something performs well or gets chosen by the client. We pay all of our experts for the work that we do because they're experts and their time and expertise is valuable, and then they get bonused on performance. So we track all of our experts' performance in different verticals and different page types and test types, and we bonus them out based on their performance on that.